Now let's take a look from the Big 12 side. I think that this is a lot easier to talk about, but when you look at when you look at what happened today with Colorado moving to the Big 12, now we understand why it happened, right? I just broke down all the market dynamics. I broke down kind of the trouble that the Pac-12 had and maybe the misstep that they made in terms of viewing the marketplace wrongly. Well, the Big 12 beats them to market. They get the deal. And then now what do they offer? Stability. Okay. And what did today do for the Big 12? Even further, offer even more stability. You heard Rick George, the athletic director at Colorado, talk about it. I mean, I can't even, how many times did he say the word stability? It was over and over. And this further stabilizes this conference. And then today it took it a step further. When Colorado moves from the Pac-12 to the Big 12, now all of a sudden the Big 12 has a bit of a show of strength in the marketplace. So now all of a sudden you not only get a new deal, but this new commissioner is out there and it seems to be making things happen. And now there's a bit of a show of strength that they can go and command and draw the University of Colorado to the Big 12, because make no mistake about it, Colorado was attracted to the Big 12, and it wasn't just for the television deal. It was also for the leadership and the plan, and that stability and show of strength, I think, is important moving forward. I think it's also important to note that they're not going to be done. The Big 12 is not going to be done. I don't know what school is going to be next, but they're not going to play with 13 teams next year. Someone else is joining the Big 12, and I don't know who it is. There's been a lot of speculation. Maybe it's one of the Four Corner schools, which would obviously further destabilize the Pac-12 conference. There's been talk about UConn. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody else is going to be coming only because of the numbers. They're not going to play football with 13 teams. So like, just read between the lines there, right? Like, the Big 12 is not done just based on that. And they're obviously going to want somebody that wants them. And so there's going to be a whole dance here in the coming days and weeks about who that 14th team is going to be. The next thing that this does is I think it puts their commissioner, Brett Yormark, in a real position, maybe not of like ultimate strength, because I think that we all know, and I think even he would admit to this as well. We all know that Tony Petitti, the new commissioner of the Big Ten, and Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, and probably even Greg because of his tenure with Tony being so new, like those are the guys that are going to command the strongest positions when we start talking about things that affect the sport globally, namely the college football playoff expansion and how that's going to look and what that's going to look like in 2026 and beyond. Right. But what this does today with Colorado moving in there, it further stabilizes and it further strengthens Brett Yormark's position within those conversations. I don't think that should be overstated, because that's an important piece of what's going to be happening moving forward. So Colorado helps themselves a little bit because they get into a position where they're hitching their wagon to a leader that's increasing his strength in terms of the position that he holds within the sport globally.